wonderful learning individuals. It is a pleasure. How are you all doing today? It is so great to have you. Thank you also so much for pressing the play button. I am Johnny, your host with HomeCountry Mathematics. Please feel free to stay to also learn, because mathematics can really be fun. Now, let us learn some math together, shall we? All right, exciting. Let's go. Appreciate you guys and gals being here, showing up and learning. That is so awesome. I love it. I truly do. It's great to have you again. I'm Johnny. We're continuing on with Unit A, Section 1-1. We are in the area of operations with fractions, adding and subtracting. These are our prerequisite skills, basic foundational mathematics that's going to help you be successful as you gradually go grade through grade. And the foundation are the main tools you're going to need. If you're successful at the foundation, you will be successful in the rest of mathematics. Every individual learning and watching and learning along, we all support you. It's great to have you, and good luck. All right, let's continue. We are here. All right. As promised, I'm going to work on some more fractions with you guys and gals. This is to basically get more comfortable, more confident in working with fractions. Again, practice makes perfect. And the more you do, the better you're going to get. All right. 7/10 subtract 2/15. Let's do this. Sometimes it can be silly, I know. All right. Oh, awesome. Perfect. Okay. I say perfect because, well, looking at this, as we all know, our fives column, when you're counting by fives, 5, 10, 15, 20, you can see it goes 5, 0, 5, 0, 5, 0. That's kind of the pattern. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Again, I recommend you have your times table, multiplication table studied. It's just going to help you get your mathematics problems that you face done quickly, efficiently, effectively, and all that goodness. All right. So common. This one here. It's a little bit of a Okay, we want to try to find the smallest number. Okay? Yes, I think I've already thought of it. This is what you do. It's one way of doing it. You look at the largest one. Naturally, we're going to start with the largest one, and then we're just going to start doing multiples of, right? 15 times 2 is 30. Right? Because basically it's, 10 plus 10 and 5, right, is 15. 10 and 5 is also 15, right? So we have 10 plus 10 plus 10. All right, so we might have actually found our common denominator already, 30. Because the next thing you're going to ask yourself is, does 10 divide into 30? And it does. Right? This is perfect. You want this number to be as small as possible, or at least try. If you don't get it, that's okay. Right? Some individuals might begin by multiplying these together, which will work, but you got to realize you're going to be creating you will be creating yourself a little extra work, because you'll naturally have to do reducing, and that takes more steps, right? But again, reducing factoring is also good practice, because reducing and factoring especially, is I don't know what grade level you're in, but I'm going to say, let's say 8 or 9, and as you progress into the years, you'll see factoring is a common thing with mathematics, especially if you decide to go into college. That's kind of up to you, your choice. But if you do, right, you'll see factoring even in college, right? Mathematics in general. All right, just throwing that out there. So I'm going to go with 30, because that's perfect. And again, the quickest way to do this is just start with your largest denominator, start doing multiples of it. We get an answer, and then ask yourself, does this number divide? And if it does, there you go. Boom shakalaka, and you're golden. All right, so I'm going to write 30 here. That's going to be our number. And I'm going to do this also in one step, sort of, if you don't. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to do this. What I mean is, if you've been watching the prior videos, you would have seen me showing all the work. We're kind of cutting some steps down here, just to improve the speed and also to try to get through more problems for you guys and gals, okay? All right, perfect. What times 10 gives us 30? Well, that's 3. So that belongs to this. This is our left-hand side. I'm working on the left-hand side first, then I'll work on the right-hand side after. Okay, I'll just leave that there. That's fine. 10 times 3 gives us 30, because this is our greatest common factor. Okay, plus it's the smallest value that I could find. All right, so yeah, so now it's just a matter of bringing the 7 over. Okay, there we go. There's our left-hand side. What's our sign? Subtraction. Okay, now we ask ourselves, what times 15 gives us 30? Well, that's 2. Okay, and then it's just a matter of bringing this over. And there we go. That's it in a nutshell. Okay, because you know them squirrels, they sure love their peanuts. Or should I say cashews? What do squirrels like? All right, let's continue. Enough of that silliness. 3 times 7 is 21. Subtraction sign. 2 times 2 is 4. And work with me, program. And again, we've made the decision that 30s are our common denominator, unchanged. Continuing on, we're narrowing down step by step, right? Doing the work. 21 take away 4. 21 is a positive number. Therefore, our answer is going to be a positive. I say this because I think of numbers kind of like integers, the integer grid or number grid. All positive numbers from 0 are all positive. They increase going to the right infinitely. And negatives beginning at 0, right? This is the connection point. You can cut this piece of paper right in half and just kind of join together the zeros. And all negative numbers increase going to the left. So anytime you have a negative value, you're going left. Anytime you have a positive value, you're going right. Okay, when I think about that, I look at it. We don't write plus, right? It's known, right? We know it as a positive. We need at least negative 21 jumps, right? We need negative 21 jumps just to get it. If we're at 21, we need that many jumps just to get us to 0. Okay, but we only have negative 4 jumps because that's the way I look at this. I look at this negative that belongs to the 4. So I sort of, technically speaking, think of this 4 as a negative 4 in the sense. Okay? All right. We're subtracting here. Let's subtract. I have to borrow. This is going to become a 1. Well, that could have went there, but anyways. Yeah, we're going to be bringing that down. 4, 11, 3. Just kind of rounding this in my head. I'm thinking of it. If I borrow from here, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 17. Okay? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. So 7 and 4. 11 take away 4 is 7. And bringing down the 1. Sheesh! Almost never made it through that, boys and girls. Okay? 17 is our answer. Divided by 30. Now, we can't reduce anymore because that's the thing about prime numbers. If you have them memorized, I tend to memorize all the prime numbers from, let me see if I can find prime numbers. Okay, list, not up to 100. I don't need to go that high. All right. The first 2, 3. There we go. Okay. 2, 3. They don't have 1 there, but I mean, you really can't do anything with 1 anyways. 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. The reason I bring this up, guys and gals, just another thing to kind of remember, I guess. If you know the prime numbers, you'll know that you can't reduce anymore. That's essentially it. As soon as you see a prime number, that's it. You know automatically there's no more reducing. Okay, that's what prime numbers are. And I'll show you a bunch of them. I mean, you don't have to memorize them, but it doesn't hurt to know them. 29 and 31, if I could squeeze it in there. 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, then it jumps to 29, 31, okay, and 37. I ran out of room, but 37. Okay. Again, it's recommended. I recommend it because at least this way you'll know which, when you see a prime number, you'll know that's it. You're done factoring or you're done reducing. Okay? Tips and tricks. Prime numbers. And these are all consistent, okay? Unchanged, right? These are always like that. 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, 29, 31, and 37. Right? If you're doing an exam and such, and you have your prime numbers sort of memorized, I recommend just on a scrap piece of paper, just write down your prime numbers quickly, right there in front of your teacher, so they're not thinking that you're doing anything sus, right? We don't want that. And if they ask, I'm just writing down the prime numbers, right? It's not cheating. All right, good job. How are we doing for time? Doesn't take long. Time flies when you're having fun, huh? Anyways, that's the answer. We'll try to do another one here quickly. All right. And there we go. All right, let's do another one. We're back to some easy ones again. I could actually give you a bunch of practice ones. Here we go. These are all easy. So I'm just going to give you a snipping tool here. Right? Because I believe you could easily do these. I believe in you, every single one of you. Okay, there we go. Now the reason I give you these is just take notes. Look at all the denominators. Notice what they are, right? So these are super simple. All right? Yeah, good luck, right? And it's just really a straight addition subtraction with the numerator. Really, that's what it is. Okay, now they have some practice reducing. That's actually a good idea. Let's practice reducing just single fractions. Okay? Common number, right? What's common between the two? Well, you could just, on a scrap piece of paper, just start smashing out some numbers, right? 3 times 2, 3 times 3. Oh, there we go, right? You could go like this, 6 and 9, right? There you go, you found it. That quick. Okay, so again, it's all the same thing. What we're doing is we're really taking this whole number and turning it into 2 numbers. It's really all it is, guys and gals. 9, we're turning it into 2 numbers. We do this so that we can cancel. What does 3 divided by 3 really mean? Well, it means it's equal to 1. And any number multiplied by 1, well, it's just going to give you back the whatever number you're multiplying it by, right? So in this case, our answer is 2 over 3. And if you recall, 3 is a prime number. 2 is a composite. It's called a composite. If you notice, yeah, like 2, well, actually 2 is also a prime number. Silly me. What am I talking about? Okay. Let's do this. Sometimes I can be silly, I know. Just gotta... The secret to mathematics is paying attention to what you're doing. Try to catch your errors and mistakes. Because really it could happen. It could happen to the best of us. Alright. Let's do another. 7 over 14. That's easy, right? You have your multiplication table memorized. you know that 7 times 1 is 7, and 7 times 2 is 14. So we're canceling the 7s. We are left with 1/2. Look at that. That's as quick as you should be able to reduce a fraction in that amount of time, that fast. If you know the steps, if you understand all the steps, then you can kind of skip steps, right? Like literally I could go like this. If I understand the steps, I could just go like this. Whoops. Kind of writing all funny. Mouse writing, you know? Alright, let's do some more. 28 divided by 40. Okay, this is a good one. Perfect. So, again, I'm going to find, I can see that they're both even numbers. Both of them are even numbers, right? I know 2 divides into both of them, right? Do we try 3? No, we don't try 3. Do we try 4? Oh, definitely 4 goes into 40. We know this. It's pretty obvious, right? And then you ask yourself, does 4 go into 28? Again, this is why you need to understand the times table. 28. Does 4 go into 28? Yes, it does. Because 4 times 7 is 28. So therefore, 4 is going to be our common number. I'll show the work. These are going to be canceled, right? What times 4 gives us 28? Well, that's 7. What times 4 gives us 40? Well, that's 10. So we're left with 7 tenths. And that's a pretty good grade if you think about it. Not too shabby. All right, one more. And then I'll give you guys and gals a couple to work on your own, okay? Reducing, it's called simplify. It's all the same. Right, this one's easy, okay? So you think of 16, 2 times 8 is 16. Can we go 8 into 100? Probably be the smartest number. But let's say we picked 4, right? Because we know 4 times 4 is 16, right? This is what I'm going to show you. Okay, let's see. Because, all right, let's just do this. Yeah, I don't think 8. No, 8's not going to work. Okay, so 4. 4 is going to be our number. Because we know 4 times 4 is 16. And we also know, if you think of hundreds like money, it doesn't matter where the decimal is, guys and gals. It still is a 25, right? Right? If you ignore decimals, numbers have patterns. Numbers have patterns. And if you understand the patterns, we know that 25 times 4 is 100, right? It's no different than $1. Okay, we know this is 100. Obviously in 100, the decimal's there. With $1, the decimal's, well, it's a 1, right? It takes 0.25 times 4. 0.25 times 4 gives us 1, right? Or 1.00. Trying to write my best here with a mouse. It's hard to do it really fast. Okay? Yeah. So think of hundreds like $1. Like just ignore the decimal again. It's all patterns. You know, 2 quarters is 50 cents. What is 50? 50? Well, you just said it. I just said it. It's the number 50, right? So let's continue. And 4 is going to be our number. Again, that's going to cancel. And then we go, what times 4 gives us 16? Well, that's 4. What times 4 gives us 100? Well, that's 25. Right? 4 quarters equals $1. 25 times 4 is 100. Again, the decimal doesn't matter where the decimal is. Again, that's one of my tips and advice to you guys and gals, right? Those are my tips and advice. So we are left with 4 over 25. And I believe, okay, 25 is not a prime number. Okay, but we know that 4 can't be divided into 25, right? Well, it can be, but it gives us a decimal. We want whole numbers, right? We want whole numbers. So we can't reduce anymore. All right. Hopefully that's the answer. All right, here's 2 more for you for practice. Okay, a little bit of an added challenge. There's one, and here's the other. This one might even be easier than the first one. You'll figure it out, right? It doesn't matter if they're even numbers or odd numbers. 24 and 180, so a little bit bigger. Again, if you end up reducing twice, that's okay. Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. Just get your fraction to its lowest value. That's the goal. All right, so we'll call that one number 11 and that one number 12. All right, I'm Johnny. I appreciate you watching. Good luck. Thank you for learning along. You're awesome, awesome. I'll see you in the next video, and take care for now.